Hi guys, I hope you're doing good and that you're mentally prepared as we move into this festive period, a time of year that a lot of us love and brings us great joy and happiness, but other people not so much. If there's one thing that I could share with you, one principle for you to keep in mind, that would be to love thy neighbour and then chill. Most of us have become aware of this commandment, this precept through the teachings of Jesus, whose birthday and nativity we celebrate at this time of the year. And don't forget Father Christmas too, he's important. And if you think about it, they're quite similar in a way, because Christians behave themselves in order to go to heaven, to paradise, and spend eternity with Jesus and his dad. And little children behave because they think Father Christmas is watching and they want to get some awesome presents. So in a way, they're not too dissimilar, and we celebrate them both at this time of the year. In this episode, I will show you how this golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do to you, is at the core and foundation of all religions. And then I'm going to go on to share something for you to practice over this Christmas and holiday period, and hopefully extend out into your whole life to make it better and more peaceful. As I just mentioned, most of us know this teaching from Jesus, where he says in Luke 6:31, do to others as you would have them do to you. He says the same thing in a different way in Matthew 7:12 also. And we can find it in the Old Testament in Leviticus 19:18, thou shalt love thy neighbour as thyself. I'm showing you all these different quotes from all the religious texts to just show you how perennial and inherent this idea is within us. It's the basis of secular philosophy and the ethos of reciprocity. And it's just amazing for me that, every religion shares this basic precept. And a lot of religions, especially within Christianity and Islam, you've got different sects and factions that are fighting over a subtle theological idea, within the book, we focus on this one, you guys focus on that one, so they have a fight. And across the history of time, there's been so many killings across religions. One religion fighting another one in Jerusalem, say, to have claim to God is our God, not your God, like little kids in the playground fighting over some little ball or a toy or something. And so it's just amazing that we can find this real truth and this inherent thing that we all know and believe, that you should, treat other people how you'd like to be treated. Is such a fundamental idea across all of history. And here's a few more quotes for you before I get to the practice. In Buddhism, it says, hurt not others in ways that you yourself would find hurtful. In Hinduism, it says, this is the sum of duty. Do not do to others what would cause pain if done to you. And here's the last few quick fire golden rule advocates. In Native American, the law of great peace says, respect for all life is the foundation. And Islam says in a slightly different phrasing, no one is a believer until he desires for his brother what he desires for himself. Now, I've just shown you, and we've seen that the whole world shares this ideal, so it's probably a good thing for us all to try and practice a bit more. I mean, what's the alternative? You're at Christmas dinner and your uncle, who's got a different political stance, starts talking to you about the party you support. You start arguing, you pick up a turkey leg and chuck it at him, and then tip over the table and storm out. I mean, no one wants that at Christmas, especially not the hostess or the host. It's a better idea to practice this. I suppose it's the Buddhist idea of metta, loving kindness, to radiate out love and trying to track that back. And so my practice for us to try is just to keep it in mind. You might be an advocate of one of the faiths that I've shared it, or you might be more interested in one or the other. But ultimately, the truth is that we should do unto others as we would like them to do to us. So if you're at during Christmas Day or at a Christmas party, or any time ultimately that you're with a person that you might not choose to be spending your time with, if you had the choice, you know. These Christmas parties, Christmas days, often it can force us like cattle into an enclosure that we might not choose to entertain if we had the choice. Sometimes we have to tolerate this. And when we do have an argument about whether it be a political stance or some ecological thing or some TV program, football, whatever things that we argue about, they often come from a place of ego, like my team, my political party, my beliefs, my opinions. And just that very idea of mine is very egoic. And the whole idea of this video is to say it's not about us, you know, it's about treating others how we want ourselves to be treated, and in that way to see ourselves in the other people. So what I would say to you is, if things get a bit heated, if, you know, someone's coming at you a bit strong, you know, just look at them, tell them you love them, wish them a Merry Christmas, and try and radiate out the meta loving kindness to your table at Christmas, to the town and community that you're a part of, to the nation that you live in, and ultimately to the whole world. And if we can all practice this at our Christmas dinner, just like the butterfly effect, the wings of the butterfly flap over there and it causes a tornado over here, we can do our little bit to bring a bit more peace and happiness into the world this Christmas, and to do unto others as we'd have them do to us. I hope you found some value in that message. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, and I'll see you soon. Bye now.